On this show, we cover some sensitive topics.
Though the obituaries may be outlandish, the people are real.
Names have been changed or omitted in order to respect both the deceased and the survived by.
While death is no laughing matter, some petty last words can provide some pretty entertaining comic relief.
Welcome to Obituary. Welcome back to Obituary. I'm Spencer Henry.
And I'm Madison Reyes.
And here we are.
We're backstage.
We're backstage at our concert. We're just ready to totally rock the show.
And roll.
We're often ready to just let loose. This stage feels like home to us.
Well, yeah, and in this metal band obituary that we've had for years.
For decades.
We're just ready to rock every night and bring you guys such a killer death metal show.
All we ask is that our fans stay behind the barricade. Help your brothers and sisters out.
If there's an issue, yell to us. We'll stop the show.
We'll stop the fucking show. If you want to mosh, do it. But do it respectfully, the old school rock and roll way.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep it punk. Keep it real.
Let us know how you feel.
Yeah.
Did you guys know that there is a metal band called Obituary?
This has come up actually multiple times.
Yes.
One time I don't think you know of.
Addressed it. Oh.
Because my friend is the singer of this band called Nice. N-I-I-S.
Okay.
Known her for our whole lives. Grew up, all the things. And she very much is in like a punk band. And we were both touring at the same time last year. And she's like, oh my God, look, we're on a venue thing together. Because it was, I think, a venue that we were also doing. But it was the thing she sent me. It was Obituary, the band.
I love it.
There's been a few times, though, I feel like we've done the same venues as that band, though.
Oh, perfect.
And I think that's great. But what's hilarious is at our book signing in Houston, God bless him. So one of the Champ's best friends is from Houston. And she sent one of her friends. She's like, oh my God, go to the book signing. It'll be fun, whatever. So she's so nice. Her friend comes and brings another friend with her. And that friend came up to us. It was like, oh my God, you guys, I just have to tell you, this was great, but I didn't know what to expect because I looked up Obituary and it was like a punk band.
I think they're metal.
Or like metal band. And we were like, imagine getting ready. Like, imagine just like bringing that vibe. Like, fuck it. I'll go to the metal show.
Yeah.
And then cut to you're sitting in this bookstore.
In a cute little bookstore.
Listening to us talk about our book.
I'd probably rather be at a metal show.
I'd rather bang my head against metal than
us.
My God. Okay, but wait. Speaking of shows, two things. One, we have our show coming up in Boston on October 25th, and that one we will be at. However, we were not at our Seattle show on October 4th, which we canceled months ago because it just was not looking great. It was not looking great. We were having kind of a low turnout. And I don't know how that's all, I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to give you guys like a cool excuse, like venue air.
Yeah, no.
No, tickets just weren't selling great for that show, which is weird because I feel like Seattle fully sold so quick last year.
Seattle fully turned out for us.
Yeah.
The Crocodile was full.
It's a hit or a miss. I think it all just depends on probably a ton of different factors. Our New York show was very little this year compared to last year.
So we're flopping.
Yeah, we're flopping. No, Chicago showed up for us.
Chicago was great.
Boston's selling.
Great.
Seattle wasn't selling. Okay, that's the long and the short of it. Like, it was not a ton of tickets sold in the first couple weeks, and so they were like,
It was a very big venue.
Yeah, big venue. Big venue, little sales. And so anyway, this poor Geoff, Amy, sends us an email and says, I went to your canceled Seattle show.
Oh, God.
Said, hey, Spencer and Madison, I just went to your Seattle show, which didn't exist. I wonder if I got scammed because I wasn't notified. My tickets were through Vivid Seats /TicketWeb. Anyway, what a bummer. I was so looking forward to seeing your faces tonight because I missed your last Seattle show. Love you both, Amy.
Dude, I feel bad.
So bad. Amy, if you're listening to this, which I hope you are, I hope you
are.
have forgiven us.
She's like, fuck you guys.
Please email us on that same email you wrote us, or from the same email, whatever, and we will send you a signed copy of Obituary, the Big Hot Book of Death, and an apology note.
Yes. We're very sorry.
So sorry.
Thank you for
Thanks
coming.
for coming.
That is so annoying, though, like planning out your whole day
know.
and night,
we
getting
felt
ready.
Really, really bad when we saw that. We obviously don't like to cancel anything. There could be...
We will show up.
We'll show up to a kid's birthday party.
Yeah. Oh, we keep getting a thing to RSVP for a kid's birthday, but it's out of state.
Ugh.
I know. But yes, Amy, I'm so sorry.
Sorry, girl.
Were you solo, does it say, or were they with a friend?
I don't know. It doesn't specify. Hopefully you still had a fun night.
You should have been notified and you should have been refunded.
Yeah.
So that's weird.
I'm not sure how third-party ticket things work or how actual any ticket things work, but you should have been notified, and sorry that happened.
I know. I'm so
bummer.
sorry.
But also, speaking of shows, met a few G-offs at the Dashboard Confessional show.
Oh, yeah. How was
weekend.
that?
So much fun. Such a good throwback show. Well, actually, let me talk my shit real quick.
Okay.
We were there, and it was so fun, and I did get to meet some of you guys, and it was so nice, and it's always fun, especially if it's somewhere like that, where it's like, okay, we're all just former emo kids, and here we are at the Dashboard Confessional show. But let me fucking tell you this. It was so oversold, that show. We don't have that problem. That show was so oversold, though. It was like packed. And
we should change our name.
We need to change our name to something more well-known.
Yeah.
Just spell it like like put metal font on our posters and stuff.
It's like Aerosmith. The Aerosmith pod. Shit.
Fuck, man. But we were packed, and like, I'm not at this point in life can I be just crammed
like a sardine.
Yeah. Either way we were, but we moved over to like one side of the venue. We're like, already it's a very tight squeeze. People are already like kind of annoyed. Like one girl, when we first walked over there, was like, put her foot out to be like, my husband's going right here. We're like, okay, girl. Like, that's fine.
Okay, girl.
You win. But fucking annoying ass bachelorette party.
Oh no.
Pushes through. So drunk, pushes in front of us. And one of the girls turned to the champ and was like, sorry, she's the bride.
Oh,
as if we give a fuck. And everyone hated them. And so we were all kind of like, the girl who put out her foot initially, we were like, okay, girl, we're on the same team now because we all hate this bitch.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying. Like, it's fine. Like, enjoy your night. Like, congrats. But, like, no one here cares. And she was so fucking drunk that it was just, like, annoying.
Yeah.
We both talked shit to her at one point.
Oh, shit. What'd you say?
I said, because she was like, she kept she was the type of person who was just screaming when you shouldn't be screaming, like, just being obnoxious.
Yeah.
Then at one point, she's like, everyone thinks I'm obnoxious or whatever. So I said, loud enough for her to hear, I said, well, at least she's self-aware. She just said she's obnoxious. And
oh, no.
I can't bite my tongue sometimes. I just have to talk shit. Because don't be fucking annoying.
I know. But remember when we were at Tyler Childers and I spilled my whole drink on that girl's back? Uh-huh. So I, you know.
But you weren't drunk or sloppy and you were like, oh my gosh,
no, I'm just
so sorry.
clumsy.
Yeah. But that was also not like that just wasn't. Just know the vibe or like read the room a little bit.
Or if you're going to have a bachelorette and you're going to go fucking wild, go to Vegas.
Do something. Stay away from gay clubs.
Oh, yeah. It's like a gay club's like a novelty or something to like straight women.
Yeah. Like, and I'm not that fucking person either that's like, whoa.
Please.
But it is annoying. Bachelorette groups are just typically annoying.
Yeah.
And I love a bachelorette party. I've gone to a ton of them.
Yeah.
But I feel like yours was in Vegas. My sister's was at the Palm Springs house. We did go out that night.
One of my best friends had fucking pasties on, was showing us her tits. It was fun.
I have a picture of my face next to her tits.
Oh, I love it.
That was a fun night.
Yeah.
But that's like what you expect, like debauchery or like, I mean, even clubs in general, like whatever, go to whatever club. But like, it's just, people are annoying. But it's also like, we're all young and in our 20s and annoying at one point.
Sister's extensions were hanging around her neck.
Her sister had one of those extensions where,
the
okay,
halo.
Girlies, you'll know. It's the one with like kind of like the clear band that goes around. And like, it's like
it's called a halo, and it's like fishing wire, so you can't see it.
Exactly.
And they look really good.
Well, sometimes, but hers was around her neck like a fucking necklace. And you want to talk about rocking out. She was obsessed with the dad band at that casino and kept like getting on stage.
Yeah, I know.
We're like, okay, guys, should we go out? She's like,
no,
we're up here. I'm on stage. It's like there are 8 other people in this lobby right now, girl. Oh, the pictures from that are wild. We look so young.
Oh my God. Yeah, we look young and good.
And then you got married, everything went to shit.
Fuck. Damn, man.
Let ourselves go for a good 10 years.
I was talking to one of Cisco's friends' wives. We were talking about like our like workout routines. She was asking like what I do, and I was like telling her, and I was like, yeah, girl, I got fat during COVID. And then I like wrote back, I was like, just kidding. Like, I got fat when I got married. Like, I can't use COVID as an excuse anymore. Damn.
Oh, shit. Goddamn. Wild. Do you have a listener email this week?
Oh my God, Spencer, I have the cutest listener email, and I have a picture attached. It just warms my heart. You'll understand. So it says, hi, Spencer and Madison, longtime listener, first time caller here. My name is Christine. And like many of the Geoffs, I came to love y'all via the lovely ladies of Morbid and immediately knew I'd found my people. Well, welcome. I'm not much of a sharer or a writer, but after the recent and unexpected loss of my incredible mother, I've been looking for opportunities to express small gratitudes where I can as I work through grief, and there's one in particular that I think only Geoffs might fully understand. For full impact, it's probably important to know a little about my mom. I grew up in small town Ormond Beach, Florida. Hello, crossover with the most recent cult leader about Charlie Brandt,
yes,
who I had somehow never heard of. Who's Charlie Brandt?
I just did an episode on him called The Real Life Michael Myers.
Okay, he's the real deal.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Scary, awful person.
Okay. My mom knew and was loved by absolutely everyone in town. In her true Southern fashion, she didn't leave the house for any reason without full glam.
Love.
Her fire red hair was always styled in the way that only Vonda, her hairstylist turned friend, could do.
Oh, I'm obsessed with your mom already.
I'm obsessed. I suppose if you've gone to the same stylist for 30-something years, they know what you like, right? Earlier this year, my mom went into the ER for what doctors told her was pneumonia, only to find out she had multiple tumors that had been there, on a CAT scan 2 months earlier. After a week or so of tests and observations, she came home for a couple days before being back in the hospital, but in the ICU this time. She wasn't very aware or interactive for many of these days, but on the last good day we had, she made it clear that she wanted to look nice. She let me and my sister do her makeup, but refused to let anyone but Vonda touch her hair because we didn't know how to give it volume the way she wanted.
Okay, I love that she even had that instruction.
I love this. We texted Vonda, fully expecting that she had a book day at her salon and might be willing to come over later that evening. But no, this absolute saint of a woman dropped whatever she was doing and came within an hour with her toolkit in tow. She did my mom's hair as gently as I've ever seen anyone do anything and chatted away like it was just a normal hair appointment. That makes me want to cry. When she was done, my mom looked more like herself than she had in the days since she'd been diagnosed, and even wanted to take pictures and managed to smile. This gesture alone would be enough for my family to be grateful for, but Vonda didn't stop there. Before leaving, she pulled my dad aside and told him that if mom couldn't pull through, she would like to do the hair and makeup for mom's services because she knew how important it was to my mom to look exactly right. We were all still naively optimistic that it wouldn't come to this, but of course it did. The funeral home was wonderful and graciously scheduled time for Vonda to come do my mother's hair in preparation for her homegoing. They made sure we understood that funeral makeup is a very different process than beauty makeup, but that their artists would work alongside Vonda so she could direct their choices and mom would look like mom. When my family came to see her before her homegoing service, I couldn't believe how much like herself she looked. I had been prepared to see someone who only resembled who she had been in life, the way I have for the viewings of other loved ones. I found a peace that I can't really express in knowing that my mom looked exactly how she wanted people to see her for the last time. And I found immense comfort in knowing that my mom was handled with the utmost love and care while getting ready for her final appearance. It took me a lot of words to get here, but what I really wanted to express is this. If you are fortunate enough to have been given a talent like Vonda, there may come a time in your life that your talent can be a gift to someone you love in a way you might not have realized before. Vonda has done hair for longer than I've been alive and had never styled a deceased person, but did it for her friend because she knew the comfort that it would bring to our family. I can't begin to imagine what it must have cost her emotionally to do this, and I will never be able to thank her enough. I hope that all of us can be a Vonda someday for someone we care about. I've attached a picture of Vonda and my mom that day at the hospital.
Oh, I want to see.
You can probably see what she meant by volume in her hair, and she was definitely correct. I can barely style bangs. I have no clue how to make hair do that. Forever a fan, Christine. Look at love.
Oh, she is a
She's a
voluminous
queen.
gal.
She is a queen.
So sweet. Oh my God. And I love Vonda. Just beauty
Vonda's
queen.
beauty queen too. Christine, thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you for, I feel like that is such a good thing to realize. Like your talents could be used for something that you never thought you'd do, but could make the biggest difference in someone's life. We've talked about if we lost loved ones, like Spencer, you're like, I'll get back into hair, we'll do it, and I'm like, okay, I'll do the makeup, like because it's such an intimate thing, and I've been to so many funerals where it's like, who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that in the coffin?
Hearing that you were able to see your mom as herself is so heartwarming, and it's such a big deal because the littlest things and the littlest kind gestures during those moments can just mean so much, and that's the kind of shit that like you remember for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Like during those like vulnerable times, it's like you can remember how every person in your life showed up for you. And vice versa, who didn't show up.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I just thought that was so sweet. And I love, bless that funeral home. We hear about fucked up funeral homes. That funeral home took the time to have a mortician walk her through the differences in makeup. And like, that's so incredible.
It is.
Oh, I love it.
Love that so much.
And we're so sorry for your loss.
Yeah, moms are just, it's the fucking worst, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get a little less sweet now.
Okay.
We got to move into some assholes.
Let's get sour.
And this first one says, am I the asshole for not giving my daughter a letter my deceased husband wrote for her before he died?
Ooh, okay.
In January of 2019, my husband was diagnosed with a brain tumor. It was in a completely inoperable part of the brain, and he was told he had 6 months to live. He stuck it out and died in October. 3 months longer than he was expected to. He was always positive and decided a few weeks after his diagnosis that he would write letters for our daughters for significant events in their lives. My husband was my soulmate, and the past few months have been difficult knowing I've lost him. We have 2 daughters, Mia, who is 21, and Imogen, who is 19. All 3 of us have become a lot closer since their dad's death, and we've all really struggled. My husband and I were together since we were children, got married when we were 18, and we were approaching our 20th wedding anniversary when he passed. In February of this year, Mia got married to a boy she's been with for about 6 years. I absolutely love her husband, and he's been incredibly supportive during all of our grief. My husband wrote a letter to Mia for her to open on her wedding day. It's worth noting that my daughters were were unaware of these letters. It was my job to give them to our daughters.
Okay.
Her wedding day comes around, and I just can't bring myself to give her the letter. I read it and just wanted to keep it to myself. I had his handwriting and his words, and it felt like he was there, and I couldn't bear the thought of giving that up. I was fully intending on giving her all the other letters as the events happened. Last week, Mia and her husband bought their first home together. They'd been living at our home since they got married, and so had a lot of stuff to pack and move to their new house. Mia asked me where her important documents were, passport, birth certificate, etc. So I told her they were in the top drawer of my dresser in my bedroom. The only letter that was there was the one I was meant to give her on her wedding day. The rest were hidden away. She immediately recognized his handwriting, and of course it was addressed to her, so she read it and broke down. She came and found me and started screaming at me, asking how I could be so selfish. I didn't really know what to say apart from the fact that I wanted to keep it and she could take a picture of it. Both my daughters called me an asshole and are convinced I'm keeping them from a load of their dad's stuff. Am I the asshole?
Yes, you fucked up. I get it. With grief, I couldn't even imagine. And, I'm sure.
Girl, that letter was not for you.
Yeah, it's not your say.
Go to therapy, go to grief counseling. That letter, you can take a picture of it. That letter was from the father to his daughter. It's fucking actually insane that you would not give that to her on her wedding day.
On her wedding day.
It could have just been a nice, sentimental, oh my God, before the makeup, give her this letter. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. And what would your deceased husband think? He'd be like, what are you doing? This is what I wanted.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, grief makes people do wild shit, but
it does.
Come on.
Yeah, saying I didn't want to give it to her because it made me feel close to him is so selfish.
Yeah, that's very selfish.
Okay, and this next one says, am I the asshole for telling a terminally ill patient that I bet he's dying to get out? For context, I, 36 male, am a doctor, specifically a pediatrician. I work in a children's hospital, which, God, my ex's mom worked at a children's hospital, and it's just fucking sad.
Yeah.
I was checking up on a young boy, 10, earlier today, who is terminally ill and isn't expected to make it past November. However, he was making progress, and his condition is actually improving. Earlier today, when I went to go perform one of his daily checkups, mid-conversation I uttered the phrase, I bet you're dying to get out of here, huh? I haven't even noticed what came out of my mouth until after I said it, but by then the child was in tears and his family was furious. I apologized profusely, but they weren't having it. They wanted to speak to whoever my boss was, and by this point the child was inconsolable. Even some coworkers are saying that my comment was uncalled for, and others even refused to speak to me. Now I'm up at 2:43 a.m. dumbfounded, questioning if things really were that serious and how the hell I'm going to get the courage to go to work again. I just want to know if I was in the wrong.
Oh, I feel bad for you because that seems like it was such a foot in mouth.
Foot in mouth, totally.
Yeah.
Total foot in mouth.
I think with so many things, and obviously the family of that child
just
is
dealing with
going through it and
Yeah.
so sensitive, I couldn't even imagine. But in other things in life, we all put our foot in our mouth a lot. I mean, I do. I know I fucking say
Same.
crazy shit sometimes.
It's
but
it's about intention.
It's all about intention. And that was just a stupid thing that you're going to have to work on. Just take that out of your vocabulary.
Yeah, working there, probably take it out of your vocabulary. And yeah, you're in the wrong technically for saying that, but that was like a slip of tongue, or that was just saying something, kind of forgetting where you're at the moment. Total foot in mouth.
If I had a coworker and they told me fuck, I didn't even think about what I was saying, I would have been like, okay, that sucks. Yeah, that didn't look good, but you're okay. Your intentions weren't to hurt anybody.
No.
Oh God, that
poor guy.
sucks.
He's
Poor
up in
guy.
the middle of the night like, fuck, what am I gonna do?
Oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks.
Bummer. Bummer, man. I think if they weren't going through such a sensitive situation, especially because it's a child, probably. If it was an adult, I don't think anyone would even bat an eye, probably.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man. Well, I'm up first this week, which means you should have a little side bitch for us.
The littlest side bitch. I have this incredible one, and it is from the Henrietta Daily Freelance, July 10th, 1957.
Okay.
It says, much traveled dog dies while at sea.
Oh.
New York. The death of Chota Peg, probably the most traveled dog in the American merchant marine, was reported Tuesday on the arrival here of the superliner United States. The 14-and-a-half-year-old Cocker Spaniel, who logged more than 2 million nautical miles aboard 4 liners, died at sea July 1st and was given a sailor's funeral.
Oh!
Chota Peg, Hindustani for small drink, was the pet of Commander John W. Anderson, Master of the United States. The dog had not been ashore since 1951.
Wow.
So she lived 14 and a half years, which is a great run. A good old lady.
That is an old lady.
And spent her last 6 years at sea. I love it.
Oh, I
love love that they gave her a sailor's funeral.
I love that.
Isn't that cool?
That's so cool. Oh, Chota Pig. Rest in peace, baby.
We love you, girl. I love a Cocker Spaniel.
So do I. My grandparents had a Springer Spaniel. They're like a little bigger.
Uh-huh.
Named Charlie, and he was the cutest. He was such a good boy.
You know, I was like so obsessed with dogs when I was little that I would like bring my dog stuffed animals everywhere. I remember my grandma Ursula, when my mom married my technically stepdad, my dad Chris, I would go over to their house. And when I was like 10, I would like pretend to be a dog and I would just sit under the table and stuff when they were eating. And she'd be like, he is very weird, that child. He's very strange.
Oh, yeah. Ursula's accent.
Yeah,
I love that.
She'd always say I was strange because I just wanted to be a dog. I was so obsessed and my parents never let me get a dog.
Oh, that sucks. You know, today, Cisco and I were on a walk with the dogs and we have horses by us, and we were walking by the horses and they were like in their corral. There was one that we kept seeing from a distance, like running in circles. And we were like, what's going on? Like, why is he just running in circles? And there was like nobody around. And we're like, is he okay? Like, what's going on? And then Cisco's like, wait, there's a dog right there. And it was like a cattle dog, and he was fully training the horse.
Aww.
He was fully like, you know, like going one way so the horse would go the other, and then one way and the other, and like fully getting this horse to like do stuff.
I love that.
It was so cool. They're just the best.
The best. Man's best friend.
Man's best friend, man.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll hear what had you spinning in your coffin this week.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. And we're back. What had you spinning in your coffin this week?
All right, Geoffs. Headstones had me spinning this week. And no, you're not tuning into an old episode. I know we've gone over headstones and the history and even grave symbols. But this week, I want to dive into the no-nos of headstones, okay? So what you can and can't write on a headstone and the laws that surround it.
Oh.
Most of the regulations about what is allowed or illegal on a headstone are set by the individual cemetery. Therefore, it's essential, obviously, to consult with the specific cemetery's guidelines, as they, you know, may have unique rules regarding the size or the style or content allowed. But a general rule of thumb is to just include the deceased basic info. So their name, birth and death dates, maybe a sweet relationship descriptor like beloved mother, or a sweet quote, military honors if they have any, and of course, grave symbols if you'd like.
Yes.
What you shouldn't do is accuse other people of murder on your gravestone. And here in the US, it's probably a little gauche to talk about how someone died. I know we've talked about like that one cemetery that painted a full picture
in Cuba
about
or wherever,
how they died.
Where was that?
It was by like Transylvania.
Oh. Never mind.
It was Romania.
Oh, okay.
And I prefer that. I love that, but that doesn't really happen here. This subject actually kind of reminds me of spite houses and spite cemeteries a little bit, because I'm going to go through some examples today where whoever had these headstones erected and inscribed wanted to call people out and accuse them of murder. Okay?
Okay.
So let's just get right into it. First, we have Caroline Cutter's headstone. This headstone is in Milford, New Hampshire, although some sources say it's Milford, Massachusetts, but I believe that it's the New Hampshire Milford. But Caroline was married to her husband, Calvin. They were church-going people until they started having problems with their local church. The church accused Caroline's husband of being manipulative with them, and they accused him of conspiring to help fund a rival church in the area. So there was a ton of drama, right?
Drama.
This led the church to exiling both Caroline and her husband Calvin from the church.
Okay.
This was in the 1800s, and in the mid 1800s, Caroline dies. Calvin, her husband, felt like the social rejection from her peers in that church and just the public shame of, being kicked out of the local church took a huge toll on Caroline, and he thinks that it ultimately led to her death. So when she was buried at the Elm Street Cemetery, he had a gravestone erected with 150 words inscribed on it, all of which called out the church and gave details about how awful they were and named people by name. So
Oh, shit.
her headstone reads, Caroline H., wife of Calvin Cutter, MD, murdered by the Baptist Ministry and Baptist churches as follows. September 28, 1838. Age 33. She was accused of lying in church meeting by the Rev. D.D. Pratt and Deacon Albert Adams. Was condemned by the church unheard. She was reduced to poverty by Deacon William Wallace. When an ex parte council was asked of the Milford Baptist Church, by the advice of their committee, George Raymond, Calvin Averill, and Andrew Hutchinson, they voted not to receive any communication on the subject. The Reverend Mark Carpenter said he thought, as the good old deacon said, we've got Cutter down and it's best to keep him down. The intentional and malicious destruction of her character and happiness as above described destroyed her life. Her last words upon the subject were, tell the truth and the iniquity will come out. So he spilled all of it's all written on her headstone, that whole story accusing that fucking church. But what's even crazier is that her gravestone still sits there, but in front of her grave is a boulder and a plaque for her daughter, Carrie. And that plaque says, first female to enter the service of her country in the Civil War, the first that fell at her post, and the first to form organized efforts to supply the sick of the army. So she was fucking exiled from her church, but her daughter went on to do such incredible things. And it's just so fucked up,
Yeah.
But I love that they just called them out. Why not?
Why not?
Okay, so next we have Catherine Cross's headstone. Her headstone is in Konawa Cemetery in Oklahoma. Catherine Cross was born in 1899 to her parents John Taylor and Mary Catherine Cross. The family was big, made up of 8 children, including her. There were 4 boys and 4 girls. When Catherine was 18 years old, a trusted local doctor, Dr. Abram Yates, let her parents know that Catherine was suicidal and needed help. Right away. Her parents allowed him to perform some kind of operation on her to help her.
Like a lobotomy?
Well, we'll get to what it was. Dr. Yates also had an assistant helping him, and his name was Frederick O'Neill, and he was a school teacher that I guess fucking moonlighted on the side as a doctor's assistant.
What?
I don't know. So Catherine goes in on October 10th, 1917 to have this operation. She ended up dying the same day from the operation. A few months prior to Catherine's death, a school teacher named Elise died from the same operation that Catherine received, from the same doctor and that teacher. So people in town wanted fucking answers. They were like, these beautiful women went in to get some surgery from the doctor and his assistant, and they both wind up dying. What they wanted answers. So
very sus.
Very sus. They have Elise's body exhumed, who was the other girl who died from the operation, and an autopsy was done. And it turns out that Elise died from a botched abortion. Apparently, she was pregnant with the teacher nurse/doctor's assistant's baby.
What?
Okay?
What year was this?
1917. This made sense because Catherine Cross, had confided in her parents that she was pregnant too, right before she had the operation.
Oh.
So Catherine died of a botched abortion as well.
So that's what this doctor was doing.
That's what he was doing. There was a whole trial and the men were acquitted, of course. Catherine's family just needed to leave town after this and get away from everything and everybody talking about it. But they still needed to bury Catherine and they wanted to leave a lasting impression on the town. So her headstone reads, Catherine of JT and MK Cross, March 13th, 1899 to October 10th, 1917. And below it, it just says, murdered by human wolves.
Okay, I love that.
I love that. I guess her headstone has been stolen multiple times, so we don't have pictures of it, but it's still so tragic.
Yeah.
God. All right, next we have Warren Gibbs. And there's very little known about this man, but his headstone just spilled everything that we needed to know. Warren Gibbs was born in 1823 in Massachusetts. He died in Massachusetts at the age of 36, and he is buried at the Knights Corner Burial Ground in Massachusetts. His brother erected a headstone for him, and it says, Warren Gibbs died by arsenic poison, March 23rd, 1860. Age 36 years old and 5 months, 23 days. They went really specific. And then it says, think, my friends, when this you see, how my wife hath dealt by me. She and some oysters did prepare, some poison for my lot and share. Then of the same I did partake, and nature yielded to its fate. Before she my wife became, Mary Felton was her name, erected by his brother. Okay, so it fully calls out his wife. Basically, the story is his wife poisoned him with oysters. That she put poison in and killed him. Arsenic, yes. But I found on findagrave.com that it's not correct. His wife was never convicted or even tried of murdering him, and that the oysters that killed him were just bad and gave him food poisoning.
Oh, no, girl.
But could you imagine being called out on that fucking headstone?
No.
Okay, so now the last example I'll get into today is probably the most famous and led to a couple laws changing. So this is the story of Lawrence Nelson's headstone. Lawrence Nelson was found dead in Lenoir, North Carolina in 1907. Lawrence was only 25 years old. No one knew who could have done this to him other than that he had been shot and robbed of his jewelry. His father put out an ad in the local newspaper to try and get any information that he could on who could have done this to his son. His dad was also a reverend, and he included a $100 reward for any info. Lawrence also had two roommates that may have had answers. Their names were Hamp Kendall and John Vickers. We'll get into them in a second. But quickly, information started coming in, and quickly, those two roommates became the prime suspects at the time.
Ooh.
Because I guess they weren't at work the days that Lawrence was missing.
Okay.
And a 14-year-old girl named Omen Greer told authorities that Hamp and John paid her to lure Lawrence into a forest or like into a wooded area.
The fuck?
Okay. So the two roommates are arrested and they go to trial, and the trial is literally based off of just what this 14-year-old girl is saying. Okay.
Okay.
Hamp Kendall gets sentenced to 30 years in prison, while John Vickers gets 26 years in prison. The case was appealed a year later because they argued, like, how are you, like, this is just based on hearsay. Like, this is just this 14-year-old girl's accusation. And they said that no, a man named Sam Green and another person named Oma Greer, they said that they were the suspects. They were tried for the murder but acquitted. So it just fell back on Hamp Kendall and John Vickers, okay? So they're sitting in prison. Lawrence is buried in the cemetery that accompanies Nelson's Chapel Church, and it's the church where his dad is a reverend at, and his dad has Lawrence's headstone made, and it says, H. Lawrence Nelson, born December 16th, 1880, murdered and robbed by Hamp Kendall and John Vickers, September 25th, 1906. So fully called out the murderers on the headstone, right?
Okay.
Well, the only problem with that is that Hamp Kendall and John Vickers maintained their innocence throughout. And in 1917, they were actually pardoned because I guess the little girl's mom, the 14-year-old girl, came forward and was like, my daughter told me she was lying. And it turns out that the little girl's cousin, that Sam Green, who was accused of it too, but then acquitted, ended up confessing to the murder, and then he killed himself.
Whoa.
Yeah. So John and Hamp are released from jail.
Okay.
From prison. John Vickers passed away like right after being released, but Hamp Kendall had to go on living his life, now free, but still knowing that this tombstone was there, still accusing him of murder.
Yeah.
But because there were anti-desecration laws in North Carolina,
Didn't do anything.
they wouldn't allow the removal of Lawrence's gravestone. They were like, well, no, like that
feels fucked up.
It's fucked up. The gravestone wasn't removed until the 1950s. Hamp was like in his late 70s by the time that headstone got removed.
I'm glad he was at least alive to see it.
I know. And a law was passed in 1949 that made it illegal to accuse anyone on a gravestone of a crime in that state.
Good.
I know. I love that. This case
Unless it's concrete, then put it in the concrete. Okay.
Okay. Well, it kind of, in the eyes of the law, it was concrete because they were
I'm saying
serving
unless
time.
you know that that's who committed the murder.
I know. It's so fucked up. But this case is referenced a lot because it made North Carolina pass its first law in 1947 that would compensate people who were wrongfully convicted. So Hamp was given less than $5,000 for his 10-year prison sentence, but at least he was compensated, and it started that law.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can't accuse anyone, at least in North Carolina.
No.
I don't know about here, but
Crazy.
I know, crazy. Really crazy. I'd hate to be accused of something on a headstone that was bad.
Yeah.
I
think everyone would.
I'd be like, fuck you.
Fuck off.
Oh, well, that's all I got.
Very, very interesting. Well, we're going to give you guys a quick break to think about that. And when we come back, I'll tell you what had me spinning in my coffin this week. We'll be right back.
And we're back. Spencer, what had you spinning in your coffin this week?
Okay, I am actually bringing you some breaking news in my coffin spinner today. I had to put my initial coffin spinner on pause because I stumbled upon an article in the New York Post very early this morning.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I need to spend all morning writing about this. There is an ongoing situation involving yet another funeral home fuck up.
What?
And it's happening right now. All of it's happening right now.
Okay.
So this past May, a few months ago, a woman named Carmen Maldonado passed away at the age of 96 years old.
Okay.
A good run, solid run. In this article from the New York Post, they wrote that her, quote, grief-stricken children had enlisted the help of R.G. Ortez Funeral Home to help transport their elderly mother's body to her native Ecuador just days after she passed away on May 18th.
Okay.
According to a lawsuit filed Wednesday in New York State Supreme Court in Queens, instead, the woman's casket was mistakenly sent to Guatemala, some 1,400 miles away, where she remained for 2 weeks while her body decomposed, the court papers charge.
Oh, God. It's not luggage.
It's not luggage. So get this. Carmen's family finds out about this from a TikTok video.
What?
They had come across a video from a Guatemalan journalist who posted that there was some funeral home mix-up situation going on. They put two and two together and they realized that, like, oh my God, I think our mom's body got sent to Guatemala instead of Ecuador.
Oh my God.
So they reach out to the R.G. Ortiz funeral home in the Bronx. They swiftly denied it, but eventually confessed to the wrongdoing.
What?
The family had used them to do like a small local service in the Bronx before sending her body to Ecuador. Obviously not expecting that she was going to go on a fucking detour.
Yeah.
Another quote from that article: by the time the elderly woman's body could be retrieved on June 10th, mind you, she passed away May 18th, her remains were so badly decomposed, her skin was melting off. According to the family's lawyer, who also mentions earlier in that article that they had to wrap her body in saran wrap to stop her skin from falling off.
What?
It's so fucked, and I cannot imagine just how fucking mad I would be if that was my mom or my relative or loved one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me why, Madison. So I read that article, and obviously I'm like, that's not, I'm like, there's got to be more to this story. I start looking into this funeral home.
Okay.
Oh, bitch, they have a history.
Oh, of course they do. This isn't their first fuck up.
Well, 2 weeks before Carmen passed away, in the beginning of May, the funeral home was facing allegations of a very similar story in which a family complained about the condition of their loved one's body, which they said was not fully being cared for and had begun decaying prematurely. So, like, they're just not fucking probably... My guess is they're not embalming the bodies correctly.
They need to be shut down.
Turns out the Department of Consumer and Worker Protection says since 2019, at least 48 families have filed complaints against the funeral home over deceptive and predatory practices. And this goes beyond, okay, they're not doing a great job with these bodies, right? Like, they're letting people decay. They're fucking shipping them to the wrong states, wrong countries. They're also like nickel and diming people. And it's crazy. You'll hear a quote from ABC7. The lawsuit alleges, this is from the one earlier in May, that families arrived to find their deceased loved ones dressed backwards. Some were forced to do the makeup of their loved ones, and others said remains were not transported for services as scheduled. When you were reading the listener email, I was just like, okay, this funeral home is the antithesis.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not even going to do the makeup. You're going to do the makeup. And as we know, and as we've talked about so many times, it is not the same as just doing someone's makeup when they're alive.
Right.
So yeah, so they're dressing them wrong. They are being
backwards.
Backwards. They're not being transported for services as scheduled. And it says the Ortiz funeral home should have limited days left in business. The place needs to be shut down, said the lawyer representing one of the families involved in the suits. And so a lot of the articles that I could find about this funeral home mentioned similar stories, but I was like, I want to know what the fucking people are saying.
How do you have 48
and not get shut down
and not at least be put on pause? How are you able to still have business?
Okay, well, I had to check their Yelp because I knew there would be some wild reviews.
Yeah.
Sure enough, 1 star, baby. And there is a lot of reviews. They span, I mean, from years. We've got 2017, 2018, 2023. Okay. Yeah, no. And so there is, I do have to say there's a chain of this funeral home in New York. There's multiple of them, but they're all like the same owner.
And it's the Ortiz?
R.G. Ortiz, yeah. Someone wrote, picking any of the Ortiz funeral homes to say goodbye to your loved one is a bad idea. Don't do it. This is what one review said, especially the one on Broadway. My father's body arrived an hour and a half later. We were having him cremated, and they said that it was going to be done the same day. After a couple of days, they told us the cremation place was backed up, so it was going to take a little longer. We kept calling, and no one had an answer as to when his body was going to be returned to us. I had had to end up calling the cremation place myself, and they told me that the funeral home had canceled the day that his body was supposed to get cremated and that they weren't calling them back or answering when they would be delivering his body to them.
Wow.
If it wasn't because my family kept calling them, my father's body would be sitting in a funeral home.
Wow.
Which it probably would be.
Yeah.
Another review said, February 15th was not only a devastating day for us, but also an emotional roller coaster. The pain that we endured, not only because of my grandmother's death, but because of the lack of respect and unprofessionalism from the Ortiz funeral home, is indescribable. My grandmother was not only put in the wrong room for viewing with complete strangers with whom I sympathize with, she was also extremely unprepared. Not only was the time we paid for taken from us, but the trust we put into the funeral home to make the transition as smooth as possible. So they just fucking put her in the wrong viewing room, so there's other people in there expecting to see their loved one, and they're like,
You
girl.
almost have to intentionally fuck up this bad. Like, how?
Reading through these reviews, I was like, what?
Damn.
Like, what the fuck?
That's terrible.
Another review said they asked for more money the day of the funeral, and they said it was for digging the hole. I felt like they were just trying to squeeze more money out of us during a very stressful time.
Also, beds, I know we talked about putting your foot in your mouth, but this doesn't seem that way. Like, bedside manner needs to be a thing at a funeral. You don't say, oh, we just need to dig the hole. Like, what?
We got to dig the hole, and we're going to charge you a little extra for that. Like,
wow.
This is the thing. So my consensus based on reading all of these reviews, there was a ton, dozens. A lot of them said things like that. Like, okay, they told us one price, and then when we were there, they tried to upcharge for something else. Like, they do all these little secret. It's like Spirit Airlines, where it's like, yeah, here's your cheap ticket. Okay, but also we're going to charge you $100 for this bag. We're going to charge you $100 for your carry-on. Oh, you're carrying a water bottle with you?
Yeah.
And there's also going to be a seating charge, actually.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
You're going to use the bathroom on the plane? Okay, there's an extra charge for that. Like,
yeah, you end up spending just as much.
Scummy.
Yeah.
Absolutely scummy. Another person said, get this, can't give 0 stars, but after the service, they mailed me an empty urn.
Oh.
Empty. Mailed it to us. Not sure what we paid for. Martin, the owner, told them to send it that way. I don't know. Why? It doesn't make sense. Why would you send me an empty urn?
So is it Martin Ortiz?
I guess, yeah.
Call his ass out.
Martin Ortiz, your days are numbered. You'll never work in this town again. Okay, but Madison, the wildest for last. I was as unprepared to read this as a corpse at the R.G. Ortiz funeral home. It says, as emotional as this whole experience has been, I will stick to the facts and try not to interject assumptions.
Okay.
My grandmother's wake was scheduled at the funeral home this past Sunday from 4 to 9 p.m. Upon arriving at 4 p.m., my family found an empty room. The body should presumably arrive before the family. A few hours into the service, my grandmother's casket was wheeled in. Upon opening the casket, we were horrified to find another badly decomposed woman inside wearing the dress my grandmother had chosen for herself.
Oh, they're fucked up. How do you fuck it up that bad?
The one lady working that night had no answers. I don't believe she was to blame. With little guidance and no resolutions being offered, my father went to a nearby Riviera funeral home where he was told my grandmother might be. She
So
was
they
not
can't
there.
find grandma.
They don't even know where she is.
She's in Guatemala
She wasn't
also
there.
probably.
Fuck, she's probably in Ecuador.
Oh, that's who. Yeah.
The Rivera Funeral Home directed my father to an Ortiz funeral home on East Tremont. She was there, but they wouldn't allow my father to see her or take the body. It wasn't until he, a retired police officer, called a few of his former colleagues for police escort that they allowed him into the basement where my grandmother was.
Damn.
He had the misfortune of having to see his mother naked on a prep table in a sweltering hot room. He said the men who quickly prepared her were very good workers and kind people. Sadly, with little time to do it properly, my grandma arrived to her service at 8:30 p.m. in a police van, hair unbrushed, makeup sloppy, in a borrowed dress.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
Due to the mishandling and deterioration of her remains, we had to forego a mass yesterday and went straight to the cemetery for burial.
Wow.
My grandmother battled cancer on and off for nearly 25 years, with the last 6 being especially painful. She had a long time to say goodbye and was able to share her final wishes, most of which were not fulfilled. To be buried in her favorite dress, which we did not ask for back as it had been contaminated, not too much makeup. The morticians put bright red lipstick and lots of blush on her before my father wiped it off and gave her a more subdued look himself. Imagine having to see your mother in this condition. Imagine having her misplaced for over 4 hours. Imagine the possibility of having her cremated against her wishes, or worse, of never finding her remains. I've read some of the past negative reviews and the sentiment is the same. When Ortez's funeral home messes up, upper management shows little remorse.
Wow.
That last review, you lost the body one.
The trauma that these people have to go
These are people who should not be in fucking business.
No.
Shut all of them down. Make sure none of those people.
All of the Ortiz places. Bye.
Goodbye. Please, if you're in New York, babes, which some of you are, not a lot, but some, do not take your families, loved ones, anyone here, unless you absolutely hate them.
No wonder we're all afraid of death, because
There's no, maybe if we had a smoother system.
yeah, and didn't have like places like this who don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no, I'm not even anxious about dying. I'm just anxious about what's going to happen afterwards. Because you think, like, for me, I'm like, I just want a simple cremation. Put me in a fucking box. Good luck, because now I'm hearing about all these fucking funeral homes. All the conspiracies and shit that go around online all the time of like, da-da-da, we got to protect this and that. Worry about these fuckers, because the funeral homes where the real scandal's happening.
Yeah. And it's like, I get it. You know, so many people believe this is just a vessel. Like, this is just our costume and whatever. It's just a body. But it's like, most people, I feel like, live their life to leave something for their family, or like to make a name for themselves or whatever. And like, to not be handled with grace or dignity, or to have your family see you in situations like that, like,
It's so fucked.
there is a special place in hell for people that,
Run an operation like that. 100%. It's fucked.
wow.
Fucked up.
Well, good. Expose them.
Yeah, so fuck them. You're crazy. I mean, some of the people working there probably have no idea. You know what I mean? They're probably just like doing their job and they're like,
Yeah, but there's some fuck ups that are just too fucked up.
It's
like
inexcusable.
You intentionally just were fucked up. And ignorance isn't like admissible.
There's
in
not a lot
court.
of room for grace or room for error with that kind of job. Like, if you put the wrong toppings on my pizza, okay, I forgive you. Like, I don't care. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
You fucking send my mother's body to another country? Oh my God, babe. I'm suing.
Absolutely emotional distress.
I'm becoming a funeral director to ensure that I oversee your body.
Well, that could be in our future one day, Spence. And we would promise to treat everybody's loved ones like one of our own.
And if they're late to their funeral, it's because that was part of their last request. That's what they wanted.
They wanted to be a diva, or we just had to make them look so good it maybe took a little longer. I don't know.
Yeah, we're like, her eyeliner wasn't even. Hold on.
We're like, hold on, we added some extensions.
Our OCD. Well, hold on. I had to tap her foot 3 times, actually.
Hold on, my pinky has to touch the side of her nostril 7 times. Okay.
Oh, shit. But yeah, when I saw that story, I was like, oh, hold on. I got to tell everyone. I have to tell everyone I know. Isn't that fucked?
Yeah, their punishment needs to be when they die, they get shipped to somewhere and just decompose.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish I was a judge.
Me too, girl. Everyone would be in jail.
Everyone would be in jail.
Everyone's in jail. Anyone who's wronged me.
Remember, it's Miss Toller.
Yeah. Judge Toller.
Okay, girl. It's Miss Toller.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh,
Well, let's talk about some nice ways to remember our loved ones.
okay. I just love this little lady here. We have Earlene.
Move into some obituaries.
Oh, okay. Premature, girl. Sorry. Alrighty. I have Miss Earlene, and I love her. She's 84, known to many as Grandma Ina, Aunt Nenner, Leadfoot Granny, Plan B Earlene, Mama to Five, Sis, and Friend, passed away Monday, April 1st, 2024 in Washington. She was born May 22nd, 1939. Earlene was a woman of deep faith and cherished her loved ones above all else. She had a passion for the young and the restless, which she followed for 50 years. Known for her kind heart and thoughtfulness, she would send hundreds of cards each year to let her loved ones know she was thinking of them. Earlene also had a unique love for her velour pants, which she said kept her both warm and sexy, froyo, specifically orange creamsicle, and carrying scissors in her purse to cut up salads that were too big. Some of us were lucky enough to have been gifted our own pair of salad scissors. Kitchen scissors I use probably more than any other tool in the kitchen. Earlene owned and operated the Conoco Gas and Repair Shop with her husband John for 17 years and served as a first responder and city councilwoman in Hector, Arkansas. Together with her husband Daryl, she volunteered on a domestic violence response team in Colorado. Earlene was a fierce advocate for justice, even taking her fight to the Supreme Court in a case involving the tragic deaths of her daughter and granddaughter. Her unwavering commitment to seeking justice and mercy was a testament to her incredible character and steadfast faith. Earlene was preceded in death by her beloved mommy, father, two husbands, son, daughter, granddaughter, and great-grandson. She attended and served at First Assembly of God in Hector, Arkansas for over 30 years and also attended and served at Northern Colorado Cowboy Church. Her hobbies included embarking on grand adventures, whether it be through a cruise, road trip, or journey to Hawaii. She found joy in beautiful flowers, fast cars, and her 40-year-old Hoya plant named Blanche. Her wish was for her ashes to be divided, with half buried in her family plot at Walnut Grove Cemetery, and the other half combined with her second husband's ashes and spread in Colorado.
Love.
Rest in peace, Earlene. Your legacy of love, faith, and dedication to justice will be forever remembered. I love a splitting of the ashes. I'm like, okay, my second husband can have a little bit of me, and then my family can have a little bit of me.
There you go.
It makes everybody happy.
Yep.
Love it. That is a woman who knows how to...
That's a woman.
That's a woman. She knows how to use her time wisely. Okay?
She said, I can be in two places at once.
Watch me,
no
girl.
problem. Okay, mine is from Coffeyville, Kansas.
Ooh, I like Coffeyville.
Yeah, Coffey-ville.
Love it.
Watch, it's going to be like, it's actually
Kofi.
Coffeyville.
I'm going with coffee. I like that.
Yeah, we like Coffeyville, and we want to go visit. I also want to go to the Mall of America, but we'll save that for another day. This is from January 20th, 1905. And it says,
Ooh.
Queer career of T. Queer.
Is that you, girl?
Girl, fuck you, girl. It says, this is actually wild. Mourned 40 years as dead, disowned when he returned.
Oh, okay.
January 18th. Thomas Queer, aged 98 years, mourned as dead by wife and children for 40 years, died here this afternoon. Queer, 50-odd years ago, quarreled with his wife and left home, leaving Mrs. Queer with his two daughters. After Queer had been gone for 10 years, word was received of his death. 10 years since Queer returned, as mysteriously as he departed, he tried to effect a reconciliation with his family, but without success.
Well, yeah, he was gone for 10 years. What the fuck?
He refused to tell where he had spent the last 50 years of his absence. Mrs. Queer is still living at the residence.
Damn.
Isn't that wild?
How dare he?
You can't disappear for 10 years or 50 years,
50
girl.
years.
That's crazy, Mr. Queer.
That is crazy. He really thought. He thought he was going to come back like... I was just getting some milk, man.
Nope. Yeah. I took the long way home, honey. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, God. That should be a dumbass criminal.
I know. Well, speaking of, we've spun in our coffins.
We've bitched our obituaries.
Time for some dumb
As
criminals. Who you got?
Alrighty, I have one from the Pacific Daily News, Monday, April 14th, 1975. And this says, ambitious headstone seller arrested in New Jersey. A freelance tombstone salesman, which I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Figured he had a jump on his competitors if he could convince a cemetery guard to give him the names of the deceased a day before their scheduled burial. The guard, however, reported the offer to his superior, a retired New York City police officer. 2 policemen crouched behind tombstones at Woodlawn Cemetery Friday night when the salesman allegedly repeated the offer to the guard, who had been outfitted with a concealed tape recorder. This is like a full bust. Can you imagine?
I love it.
The police are stationed behind the headstones. I love it. The salesman, Alfio Spina, was arrested and charged with commercial bribery, a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of 90 days in jail and a $500 fine. But Spina, according to Bronx District Attorney Mario Marola, then offered the arresting officers $200 to set him free. He's a con artist. The officers took Spina to the district attorney's office, where the salesman allegedly offered the $200 to Sergeant Joseph Hardiman. He is trying to get out of this. So in addition to commercial bribery, Spina was charged with bribing a police officer, a felony which carries a maximum of 7 years in jail. A spokesman for Marola explained that at Woodlawn, a list of those about to be interred is published on the day of the burials. By obtaining the lists a day before, the district attorney said Spina could approach the bereaved and get them to sign expensive contracts. Dumb ass.
Fuck. A con artist.
A freelance tombstone salesman trying to bribe guards, trying to fuck everybody, trying to bribe police. And I just love the thought of police like, okay, here's a tape recorder. We're going to hide behind these tombstones.
Mm-hmm. Love a graveyard bust.
Graveyard bust. Who do you got?
Probably one of the most famous characters of our generation.
Okay.
Of times. It's a television star, and it is the Cookie Monster. And oh girl, this is from the New York Post. It says, it seems eating isn't the only thing Cookie Monster does too quickly.
Oh no.
A police camera captured the bizarre moment a motorist sped through an intersection in Germany while dressed as the blue biscuit-loving children's character.
He was dressed as Cookie Monster.
Girl, I think it was Cookie Monster. The pic snapped at the western city of Dortmund, Westphalia on September 20th shows the googly-eyed character driving an Audi at 60 miles per hour, 10 miles faster than this posted speed limit. The police feel the stunt is no laughing matter. It won't help the relatives of a person who's been killed if the person did it tearfully regrets their mask in court.
He wanted cookies.
I just wanted cookies. But the fucking pictures.
Incredible. Oh my God.
Look at him.
I know, God.
I know. I love it. I love him. The fucking Cookie Monster.
I love him.
Love him so much. And love you guys so much. Hey, if you're looking for the perfect spooky season gift, check out Obituary, the Big Hot Book of Death. Why don't ya? The New York Times bestseller, baby.
Oh, baby, it is the perfect spooky gift or a holiday gift.
Yeah.
Why not?
A stocking stuffer.
Oh, I love it. We want to be in your stockings, stuffed.
We want to stuff
Your stockings, baby.
And we want to come down your chimney.
And we want to sit under your tree and be unwrapped. Girl.
Oh, I remember my sister when she was in like 8th grade, probably. She was wearing a shirt from Abercrombie and Fitch that said like, "Do not unwrap till Christmas." And I remember she got like sent home. Like she had to like, or I think my mom had to like bring her another shirt or something. But Abercrombie and Fitch used to have some wild ass t-shirts.
Yeah.
Crazy ones.
Or they'd have the shirtless guys outside, which I
Cool.
love.
Bring them back.
Bring them back. I had a friend who was a model for one of them.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
that was like the biggest compliment.
Oh, yeah.
My ex worked there.
Yeah, girl.
Did you know him then?
Yes.
You did?
Yes. Well, he wasn't allowed on the floor.
Oh, yeah. He had to go.
Not that he wasn't handsome or anything, but because he was like emo.
Oh, yeah.
wasn't-
That was like scene days.
Yeah, it wasn't the
The vibe.
the Abercrombie vibe.
I remember that was like the best feeling in the world when you would go in and they'd be like, oh, do you want an application?
That happened to
Remember?
me at what is that one place? Aeropostal or whatever, one of those.
Aeropostale?
Yeah, and I was like, "No, girl, I don't want to work here. I'm trying to work at Mac right next door."
God, remember Mac?
Yeah, the It Girls
It's still there.
still there, man.
Still doing the same shit, I feel like.
You know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah, they said, we're sticking to this. It's going to come back around.
Yes.
All the fucking crazy ass. I remember always, like, you could always tell it was the Mac girls walking through the mall because all black, craziest eyebrows you've ever seen in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Dark lips. Yeah.
Love them. Bring it back.
Bring it
back
back.
2016 makeup.
It's only a matter of time, honestly.
I know. Everything is cyclical. It all comes back around.
Good use of the word.
Thanks, girl.
I know. I feel like, well, I'm just going to start ranting now. I'll save it for Patreon.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to follow us on Patreon, we're uploading content, probably our best work yet, honestly, every week.
Constantly.
If you want to hear some wild shit, go over there. It's patreon.com/cultleader. And also come to our show in Boston on October 25th. There are still tickets available. You can get them at obituary@podcast.com. We'll be at the City Winery on Friday, October 25th. And it's going to be a fucking good time.
We can't wait to see you guys there. We love you.
Love you guys so much. We'll see you next week with some more coffin spinners
And obituaries.
and dumb
Ass
criminals. Goodbye.
Goodbye.